What's up, guys? So today I thought I would do a live stream and basically do a weekly forecast for a couple of assets. So for example, like the NASDAQ 100, Bitcoin, and crude oil. Because, well, we're at a point right now where people may think it's the end of the recession. Like the recession has been canceled because we haven't really entered that recession yet. But in my opinion, I think this is kind of like a bull trap, right? So I'm just gonna give a bit of a analysis, a technical analysis on these assets and give you guys a bit of insight into my trading plan. Now, bear with me, this is my first live stream, so I thought I'd just jump on the live stream and do this analysis. So right now I have the NASDAQ, and we're gonna jump into the monthly time frame and just talk about this real quick. So as you can see, we printed a bullish engulfing candlestick pattern right here. So we closed the other day and we closed deep in the green. So if we just take a look at some previous months where this happened, we can kind of get an idea as to what we can expect this month. All right, so if we just go back and we look at the pullbacks, we see a pullback here, right? We see a pullback here and we see a pullback here. And this is a similar pattern. So we have the bullish engulfing candlestick pattern right here. And what happened the month after is we just started legging up and it was very bullish, okay? So that happened on each of these three patterns. And so this is what I expect for the coming month. I expect this coming month to be bullish, but I think would probably close in the form of like a spinning top, right? Because we are still in a downward trend. So a spinning top, if you don't know what a spinning top is, this is a spinning top. So we'll probably close around there, around probably below this trend line. So if we just jump to the daily chart, we can see we closed above monthly resistance. We can see that there is a bit of a slowdown. So we printed a spinning top here. And what we could see is this being just a bit of a slowdown, as in we may just consolidate. So we may just, trade sideways for a little bit before it makes its move either back down or it breaks through the downward trend line. What I'm gonna be doing this coming week is I am bullish for the week. So as you can see, this is the weekly time frame. So each candlestick represents 1 week, right? And so for this coming week, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for longs on the NASDAQ. So usually I trade the 30-minute and the 5-minute time frames. And so what I'd be looking for is a retracement down to this level and then go long here and a take profit. I would probably say if I just zoom out, one sec. If I just zoom out a bit, I would be looking at a take profit at the next resistance, all right? So this is what I'll probably be doing. I'll be going long at around here, and my take profit is going to be around the 13,400 level, and I'd probably have a tight stop, probably something like a 40-point stop. So I'd risk I wouldn't risk more than 0.5%, just because we are still in a downward trend, right? So I don't want to risk too much. I'd probably risk only like 0.25%, 0.5% for a gain of 2.5%, 3%, right? So that's what I'm looking for. If, however, I'm not discounting the fact that there could be some really good short opportunities. So if what we see is a bit of a a bit of a consolidation, right? And then we make a double top and we start heading down, then I'd be looking at opening a short position, and I'd be looking at taking it. Look, I'm day trading it, so I'm not looking to hold for more than a day. So I'd probably take a look at how the price reacts at the support here. If we see a bounce, I would exit, but ideally I'd be looking at taking profit around 12,600. Again, I want to have a tight stop loss because then I get a better risk reward ratio, right? So if I have a tighter stop loss, I can literally get, I can risk 0.25% and gain 2.5%. So that's what we're looking for with the NASDAQ. You can see we are in a bit of an upward channel. We broke through monthly resistance. So in my opinion, we are heading to test this area here. So we're looking pretty bullish. I'm looking for longs tomorrow and the coming days, depending. If we do fall off a cliff, on the daily chart tomorrow, then I'll be looking at shorts. But right now it's looking really nice. Again, I think this is a bull trap. I don't think we're heading up to test highs back on the NASDAQ. I do think that we will head back down to test 11,000. And if we can create a double bottom there and we kind of bounce off from there, then it'd be safe to look at long positions all the way back up to 16,000. Right, so that's kind of what I'm thinking, what I'm planning when it comes to executing my trades for the week. There's a lot of opportunities to make money these coming weeks, these coming months, because the markets are super volatile. So if you are trading, there are a lot of opportunities to make a lot of money. So I trade a lot of different assets, but I mainly focus on the NASDAQ and crude oil. We'll take a look at Bitcoin real quick. So Bitcoin is currently in an upward channel. It looks like it's heading to test, well, it looks like it's heading to close this gap at 27,000. And usually if you have a bit of knowledge on gaps, you'll understand that price usually always comes back up and fills the gap, or it's also known as a window, right? So it's going to close the window. So I'm not looking to trade Bitcoin, but if you're looking to hold for the long term, it does look like we could head back to 30,000. It looks like we do have support here. Just give me a second. It looks like we have found support here, and now we're heading to close the gap and then test the resistance here. So if we can break through, then we could see 46,000 back on the NASDAQ quite soon. But I think it's not over yet. I think what we're probably going to see is a bit of we're going to see this, this type of consolidation in its upward channel, and then we'll probably see a drop back down to 17.5 to basically test this level again. If we see a sharp bounce from that, then we're good to be long, right? If we don't see a sharp bounce, if it just kind of goes like this, then we'd be looking at 10,000. That's where I'd be looking at if I was buying Bitcoin. I don't trade cryptos that often, maybe once in a while, and the reason for that is just because the spread fees are higher than other assets like the NASDAQ. You can just make more in terms of the risk reward ratio, right? So that is my thoughts on Bitcoin. And let's jump to crude oil. This is something I trade very often, and I really enjoy trading crude oil because there's just so much volatility where you can make so much You know, these moves we see right there, 3%, each candlestick represents 4 hours. So, you know, in the span of four hours, we can see a 3% move. And the spread fees they're not bad. They're not as good as the NASDAQ, but they're manageable. So my thoughts on crude oil and what I'm going to be doing is, so if we just zoom out, let's take a look at how it closed on the monthly. So we have closed in the red, but we have buyers that are pushing crude oil up from the $89 level, right? So you can see by this wick, it's a long wick, it did get pushed up, but I think we'll definitely be heading back down and testing the 89. So I'm looking for shorts this coming week. Let's just take a look at how the week closed. Slightly in the green. It's just forming support here, but I do see it heading down to test the 89 level once more. And so what I will be doing this coming week is, if we just zoom out and I'll show you what we have here. We have resistance up here in this blue rectangle that I drew. This is the daily resistance, and then we have daily support here. We're also kind of in a triangle. We're kind of we have, you know, this downward trend. Well, it broke up here, but it went straight back into that trend, and now we do have this upward trend line. You see this blue one. So now what we're going to see is we're going to see this potentially consolidate a little and then drop down to test the upward trend line. And in my opinion, what we're going to see is we're going to see it drop straight through and head to support, which would be around $93. Maybe see a little bounce from there, and then head back down to 89. So what I'm planning to do for this coming week with crude oil, I'm looking for shorts, and I'll be looking at opening shorts anywhere from this, anywhere from around here. I actually was in a short position yesterday. I opened around here. I wrote it down, not all the way, but I did capture some decent profits. So what I'd be looking for is entering a short around here and then taking it down to, I'd say $92. So if we just zoom out a bit and we take it down to around $92, I'd have a stop of probably something like 25 cents, maybe 30 cents. So I'd be looking at, again, because of the tight stop, I wouldn't risk too much. I'd probably risk, you know, 0.5%. So I'd be looking at risking 0.5% for, you know, to gain around about 10%. So that's my little breakdown, my technical analysis breakdown on the NASDAQ, Bitcoin, and crude oil, and I shared just my trading plan of trading these assets this coming week. Again, there's a lot of opportunities to make money these coming weeks, these coming months in the markets, just because there's so much volatility, guys. And yeah, I wish you all the best of luck when it comes to trading these markets. I hope you enjoyed this little breakdown. If you do want to know which charting software I'm using, I'll put a link in the description below. And I'm gonna have these weekly breakdowns, these weekly analysis every Sunday, maybe every Saturday. This is just gonna be a part that will be uploaded every week, and then I'll also be uploading other streams, like for example me trading the market open. I think that's going to be really exciting for you guys to watch, because you know it's so easy to give these breakdowns and to, you know, share one's thoughts on where an asset is going to go, whether it's going to go up, down, sideways, and whatnot. But you know, it doesn't, like, people want to see. It's different when you're day trading live, right? When you're trading live, you're dealing with so many different things. You're dealing with a lot of thoughts, a lot of emotions coming up, and you really need to be present with the market and identify these patterns before or as they happen, so you can take action and execute these trades. And even if you have identified them, you really need to be proactive and action oriented, so you can take action during live market conditions and execute the trades. So I will be doing live streams where I'm trading the market open, where I'm day trading live, and you guys can even follow along. If you guys are into trading, you can follow along and take some of the trades that I'm taking. But that's about it for this little breakdown. Thank you for joining the live stream. If you want to leave some comments down below, leave some likes, I really do appreciate that. And I'll see you all for another video, probably in Tuesday or Wednesday. I might even do like a daily live stream where I trade the market open and have a playlist of that. But I'm still kind of figuring out exactly the type of structure I'm going to go with this channel. So yeah, that's all from me. I hope you enjoyed this breakdown, and happy trading to you all. And I'll see you all for another live stream or a video.